Hello everybody. Gonna get started here shortly. Everybody go ahead and say hi in the chat. I have it up here in the upper right corner of my screen. Hello, hello, hello. I'll give shout outs to the people, like the 5% of people whose name I can pronounce. Yeah. There's some tricky ones. Sony Sins, what's up? Rashab, Himanshu, Ali, yes. Bavik, Team, Marco. I'm probably jacking this all up, aren't I? How's it going? Marcus, I can say that one. Loophole, I got that one. Yo, what's up? I'm doing pretty good. We got 500K coming up. We have 499,931 subscribers right now. I could say Sammy, but I think I just got sick and tired of pronouncing names. Reading names, rather. What's up? So today is not a normal... And of course, whenever I did this, like, I think at 400,000 or 300,000 subscribers. I did a live stream like right when I was about to do it, and people just started unsubscribing to screw with me, and the numbers started going down. I might have to just remove this to remove, move it off the side of the screen to remove the incentive for people screwing around with the live count. Anyhow, yeah. So I don't know if we're gonna get there. We did last time, like when I did this last time, but we'll see. Otherwise, anyhow, it's not a big deal because I know I'm going to get there today. I usually average like anywhere between 400 to like 900 subscribers a day. Thank you guys. Yep. I'm yeah, so this isn't going to be like people unsubscribing. This isn't going to be a regular live stream where I'm doing reviews and stuff. I might do one or two. I'll do one for sure if you send a super chat. But other than that, I'm gonna work on my guitar app, Fretter. Actually, I have to rename it because I didn't know there's another freaking guitar app called Fretter. So I'm gonna rename it. In fact, I was gonna do that now, but I forgot this is an SVG, so I'll do it later. I think I'm gonna be using frettastic.com because that's available when I registered it. Anyhow, so I'm going to work on this a bit, and let me just show off the app for a second for those who haven't seen it. So let me increase the size just a bit because I know I'm on a 4K streaming at 1080p, so things might look small. So this is the app. So basically, if you're interested in learning guitar, and you want to learn scales and notes, you have to go to Google Images and you just have to type in like C major or whatever, and you have to get the fret diagram. It's just a picture, like a JPEG or something. Sometimes they're low quality, they're crappy. So I built this app, and I'm using Vue.js, by the way. And what's really cool about it is it's interactive. So like you could choose the notes up here or click on the notes on the fretboard. You could do stuff like show all notes, so it'll show them on the off frets here. That aren't a part of the scale. You can show, instead of just the names of the notes, you can show the sharps. I mean not the sharps. You could show the scale degrees, which is like root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is all music theory stuff, guitar stuff. So if you don't understand it, whatever. We could also choose to hide them. We could show triads. So if I choose this button, we can show all of your triads and your arpeggios along with it. Very cool stuff. So I've been working pretty hard on this. Yeah, that's broke, that part. But if I take it off, there it comes. And so I've been working real hard on this just on myself. What do you call it? Adobe XD. I designed it here initially. There's going to be a light and dark mode, which I have yet to get to. But I wanted to just work on something specific while we check out the subscriber count, which unfortunately is freaking going down. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move that off the side. I'll bring it back periodically if it looks like things are getting better. And I'll just drag this out more so. I know they don't have interest in guitars on this channel, Pixa, but that's not the point. The point is I'm going to be working on front-end development on this. I might switch to UI design because there's a couple things I need to do, but I also I'm going to work on front-end development. So like for instance, I'll show you the responsiveness. So it's responsive right here at mobile, and then tablets, I switched to this view. So I thought it would make sense on mobile. Oh, Dennis, thank you. That's like one of the biggest super chats we've got. $20 US dollars. Awesome. Thank you very much. If you want me to review something, let me know. Awesome, awesome stuff. That pays for my drinks tonight. Yeah, I did start drinking like once a week. I'm such an alcoholic. But anyhow, yeah, I thought it makes sense. For mobile, we can't have all of this, all these notes. I couldn't figure out a way to like just pack all those notes in a small like handheld device, like a like a phone. So I decided, you know what? We'll just switch this to a drop-down menu. So there's so many UX considerations when I'm tackling like such an interesting project like this. It is difficult. It is not easy. I'm still trying to rack my brains. Like on mobile, for instance, if I like look at this fretboard, I mean, you can just barely see the notes. That's why I would probably recommend if somebody's going to use this app to switch it in portrait. I mean, not portrait, but landscape, so that you can see the fretboard better because there's 19 frets here. But anyhow, so I have it responsive. We get out here. So then it's this is like kind of I still have some styling to do. This is all messed up, but and plus these are uneven columns and stuff, whatever. But still, when we get out here though, this is looking ridiculous. And so we have a couple options to fix that. And so what we could do is take this scale mode right here, this column, and put it to the right side of this, so it'll shrink this down, so it'd be 2 columns, scale would be over here. So I'm thinking about doing that. Let me read something somebody said. Do you already have a plan to monetize this app, or are you just enjoying the dev work? I'll be honest, I started this app 2 weeks ago. I'm going to make a video on this topic about what I experienced, because I think everybody goes through this. I know myself for sure. You start developing or creating a new project, right? You're real excited about it. So you have a lot of motivation. Working on it is not a chore initially, and you're just so excited. And that was me. So 2 days ago, I reached that point in the project because I was facing some issues with the notation. I still have those issues. I reached the point where it just came out of nowhere. It was like, this is no longer fun. I don't have the same level of excitement for this damn thing. And the younger me would have I would have gave up. I would have just said, screw this. This is too hard. I'm not doing this. Because I think most of you know who follow my channel, I'm a better designer than I am a coder. This stuff here is not easy for me at all. When it comes to getting more in depth to the project and encountering issues and trying to figure out how to solve those issues. So the older me would have just quit, but now the younger me, the older me now, I've done this. I've abandoned so many projects in the past, and what happens is like a year or 2 or 3 later, I think to myself, well, if I would have stuck with that, clearly in 2 years, probably in a couple weeks, I would have fixed whatever problem that was, the issue was. And if I would have stuck with it for 2 solid years, pushing marketing and launching, whatever, I would have made good money. So I'm sticking with it. And you know what? I'm going to do something. I'm going to read your comment soon. But having said that, and just being full honest with everybody that I am a better designer than I am a coder. I mean, this code, I guarantee you, if some of you real experts who are just, like great with Vue and like really great with JavaScript, like if you looked at my code, you're like, yeah, that needs refactored. I could tell that it needs refactored, and it could probably be improved quite a bit. Like this single component, like I put everything in like almost one component, so I need to like really condense things. But yeah, there is a lot of stuff happening here, and one of my challenges is I thought I had all the notes right, and unfortunately it's not true, because you have flats in music, and if you switch to like A Dorian, there's some things happening here, a Dorian diatonic rather, that that technically aren't right. So if I go to here, like C, D, and D sharp, you don't put two notes of the same name together. And so these actually technically should be, instead of C, D sharp, it has to be C, D, and E flat. So I'm trying to come up with ways to work out the notes array so that it's intelligent enough to know when to switch the letters. That's been difficult. So anyhow, long story short, if somebody is really good at JavaScript and Vue and wants to work with me on this project, hit me up on my Discord server. The link is in the description of YouTube, and perhaps we could really make this work. And to answer the other person's question, do I have plans to monetize it? This could definitely be monetized, because I actually shared the prototype mock-up in a guitar a guitar Facebook group, and it got like 500 likes, 200 plus comments before the admin removed it because they're Nazis over there. Because there's nothing out there like it. It actually is going to have dynamic backing tracks, because people like backing tracks in a certain key to be able to practice their solo or their rhythm. Like, listen to this. This is a dynamic backing track. It's not too dynamic yet. I only have 3 chords, but I recorded this stuff, and the person will be able to choose the chord progression, and it will change it. So I'm using something called Tone.js to overlap the drums on top of the chords. So that would be like, I think that's C going to F and then G. And it will just repeat and loop. Nothing out there like that. Everybody has to go to YouTube for backing tracks, and of course that's not dynamic. Anyhow, if somebody wants to be a part of this project, and you're a Vue coder or developer, go here to my Discord server, message me, just at Gary Simon. My name's Gary Simon here. So anyhow, so let me go ahead and just check out the comments here. We have, I don't know if we're going to get there during this live stream. 499,935 subscribers. All right. Do I have a plan to monetize it? Yeah. If I can complete it and it works well, and I fix the issue with the notes, and I can get this part working real well, I think people would definitely pay $3.99 a month for a premium version, and then a free version would just not include the dynamic backing track, and maybe not include, like showing triads and arpeggios and all that stuff. So yeah, I do have plans to monetize it. It just needs to be built correctly. If I can't do it correctly and to how I envision it, I'll just make the whole damn thing free. But then again, these backing tracks, I was going to use synths for the instruments, but they just sound so stupid. So they're actually OGG and MP3 files, which means bandwidth. So if I release this with a free version, bandwidth may become an issue, because so many people are going to use it, but they're not paying. So I don't want to have ads on this interface. Ads just break up an interface and make it look like so much crap. So I don't want to do ads. So I don't know. If you do contribution based or voluntary donations, I mean, maybe that will help the issue of bandwidth. I'm not sure. All right. Let's read some things here. Make the fretboard vertical when the horizontal width is too low. Vertical. Yeah, well, I'm not sure how that would work, because we have all these options we need to show. I could just show like a little cog icon, and it'll expand all the options to change. So that could be a possibility. All right. So you can make the fretboards scrollable when in mobile portrait. So I thought about doing that and actually tried it. That's one thing. I guess I would have to make it obvious that you can scroll, so there would have to be some type of like animated SVG icon or something that's like a hand scrolling or something. That's definitely one thing we could do for sure. What would you do if you had to restyle a website, but you can't change the logo and it's clearly not web ready, vector or at least high resolution layout? Well, you can always vectorize the logo. layout is not made to be put in header. I'm not sure what you mean by layout's not made to be put in header though. Keep the fretboard size somewhat fixed, and the mobile users in Portrait can touch scroll. Yep, we just talked about that. Yeah, it does it, Jen. When do I plan to complete this project? You know, I really wanted it up in like 3 weeks or 4 weeks. I don't know if that's going to happen when I realized all the notations screwed up for some of the scales. Yeah, free version will play Rick Roll on repeat until upgrading. I like that idea. Yeah, that's 2 suggestions people have had. But then again, if the fretboard's vertical and you're holding the phone like this, I mean, I guess that could work. Yeah, that could possibly work. Yeah, good. I didn't even think about that. So Joseph is asking if I also developing this. I also yeah, right now I'm just a one-man show. I'd like somebody else to come on who's good with JavaScript and Vue. Hit me up in Discord if that's you, and have a little bit of time to work on this. But yeah, I've designed and coded this whole thing so far. And of course, this mobile nav, that's not supposed to be there. Only on mobile. So there's a lot that I haven't done yet. Also, I was also kind of curious. You know, I'm using Vue to create this. Should I make it a PWA, progressive web app? Probably. But then I was asking myself, okay, well, if I'm going to have paid versions of this, how do you make a PWA paid? Like, okay, that's not something I've even tackled before or even considered. Because I guess if I wanted it in the app stores, Google Play, then I would probably have to use Ionic in order to make it one of those apps that could be listed in the store. And then at that point, you could have a free and paid version. But I kind of didn't want to go that route. I definitely want it to be something that I can use on the web and people can access from a browser. I suppose I could have a site, a front end that's not in Vue, that people could create an account and maybe for free, and then also have a paid account where the processing is handled off of the site, off of the Vue app, not in the Vue app, and then they can log in within the Vue app, and it will access a backend that has the user roles. I guess that's one way of tackling it. Yeah, I mean, one thing about me being a YouTuber and pushing out content so often, I was talking with Brad Charvesy about this on Discord, and he said, yeah, we're good at a lot of things, but we're not very good at one thing. And that's because of the nature of the beast. I can't focus on the same thing all the time like Vue. So when it's kind of rare that I get really in depth into a specific project, because I'm always just working on, you know, the simple stuff or the intermediate stuff that I focus on the channel. So it'll be interesting. I'm just reading some of the comments here. Russia's watching. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you about this. This has support for up to 9 strings. How cool is that? And you can also change the tunings. This isn't styled yet, this part, but like if I could change a C to a D and then it updates the string, so you can have custom tunings. Very cool. You can also delete the strings and go all the way down to like bass if you want. All right. So let's, I'm going to work on this a little bit. I'll still read your comments. I'm so glad I got a $20 super chat. That's awesome. Okay. Awesome. I'm glad you want to buy it. Gentstructor 5000. I have to check your YouTube channel, man. Can I go to channel? Oh, darn, you don't have any content. I was hoping to see some guitar playing. What font am I using? Come on, guys. You know better than that. Oh, darn, I don't have my What Font app. But yeah, of course this is Montserrat. I think you guys know this. Will I do a shirtless stream? No, I'm kind of I'm working on my gut. I gained like 15 pounds over the winter months, and unfortunately for us guys, it goes to the gut. Woman, it goes to the thighs and the butt. It's just how it is. All right. I'm just reading the comments. I'm not even coding right now. I wanted to get to coding. No. This right here is water. That's it. My coffee and caffeine drinking days are over. I can have decaf coffee, of course, but caffeine, Like I started to freak out, getting panic and anxiety attacks. It was horrible. And I discovered through one of those blood tests, those gene tests, that I have a low caffeine tolerance. So I'm like, I don't know. I can't handle it. Pansy these days. All right. Okay. So let's get out the editor here. And so I have a wrapper. I think it's called inner wrapper. Look at all these issues. Okay, there we go. Notice I was console logging during debugging. Wowie, none. Like, what am I doing? All right, so let's see here. This is inner wrapper. Okay, so we got to find the inner wrapper class. No, this is, you know what? I may want to make it SSR because I want to be able to rank in Google for all the various charts and scales. So I would need server-side rendering for this to work. For that purpose, at least, if I wanted to. I've been drinking tea. Yeah, I have been. Dark mode switch. I already have that planned. Here's the up here, you know. But that's not, you know, ready to go yet. So where is inner wrapper? I think inner wrapper. Okay, so let's see what's happening here. So I'm using the CSS grid. Note mode. Scale mode. Okay, why isn't that showing up there? We're at 9. Where am I at? This is at 970. Yeah, this needs fixed. This is all messed up. Although, yeah, there we go. You know what? I don't know what's happening with the subscriber count. I mean, we've only gained like 8 subscribers since I started. Usually it's a lot faster than that. I was doing new morphism, but I kind of toned it back here. Like I was doing the XD template a lot, like this stuff, but I decided to get rid of that shadow part. All right, so let's see here, inner wrapper. Oh, columns, that's why. Okay, grid template columns. These aren't working. So inner wrapper, 970, min width, grid template columns. That's not correct. Or actually, grid template areas, note, and mode. Okay, so grid area, mode. You know, I might just switch to UI design. There's a couple things I wanted to design for, and I'm not sure why. All right, so inner wrapper. You know what? We should use Firefox for this. It's a lot better for the grid. No, I don't want to make it the default browser at this point in time, at least. All right. Drag this up. I also need a way to toggle this off. That's that player. That gets annoying. All right, so where are my options? Grid overlay. So I have a bunch of grids here. All right, so it says note, mode, scale. Okay, so it's just simply not changing, unfortunately. So it's not, this isn't activating. It's not being called. So it may be like a specificity issue. Oh, maybe I need to put main in front of it. Ah, there it goes. This still looks a little bit scrunched up though. Let me read some comments here. What does the guitar app do? What's the app about? It's an app to learn and play guitar. What is the purpose of this app? Well, it's just like to help you learn notes and such. And it's dynamic backing tracks. People will be able to choose the chord progressions. Yeah, it does a lot of stuff. You could change the mode, Phrygian, which most people won't know what the heck that is. Yeah, add a bunch of strings for like up to 9 guitar strings, all that cool stuff. I described it in the beginning of this video. You guys can watch later. All right. So at least that's a little bit better. Now, once we get out to a real large, like this still is looking ridiculous. I think when we get out to that much, it would probably make sense to start bringing the layout in a little bit, a weight, like increasing the padding a bit, or the white space on the right and the left. This right here needs to be aligning with that. Let's see here. Good suggestion. Yeah, this sucks, man. We're not going to get to... I should have waited until like a little bit later in the day when I was closer, but we're not going to hit 500,000. Yeah, a lot of people really were just excited about the possibility of the app. So I'm going to switch gears. And I wanted to design, by the way, I'm using the new CSS, it's not new, but CSS position sticky for keeping this element at the bottom. But watch what happens. The reason that's happening and it's not staying to the bottom is because it's based on, in view, let me go to the view file here. We have this div ID app right here that everything needs to be wrapped in. So that's the container of this element down here, but I need the container to be the body element instead. So I need to restructure some stuff in order for that to stay to the bottom. All right, so I think what I'm going to do, we're going to switch gears and do some UI design. I wanted to design for, on desktop at least, the ability to choose the chord progressions. So this is going to be interesting. How do I want to tackle this? What we'll do is get rid of that. I was going to have a different button there. Change progression. Now this checkbox doesn't make sense, so we'll remove that. It's just going to be a button that says change progression. And then when somebody clicks on it, this type of thing is going to come up. All right, so I'm going to create a second one based on what happens when somebody clicks on that. Maybe it'll push this up, and then what we can do is, let's see here. We'll see what this looks like. Then I was thinking maybe take this. We'll group that together. Control D, right click, arrange, bring to front. Now the colors have to be changed obviously because that looks like garbage kind of. We can change, let's see here. Ungroup it. That just is silly. There we go. So we'll have, I'm going to allow people to have specify 4 different chords. What's it selecting? It's selecting something else. Oh, that. There we go. We'll group that back up. was thinking something like that kind of looks strange. Well, that's what happens when you're designing. You have an idea and then it just looks like garbage. But this is what I'm thinking. Right now, at least. All right, so like the chord progression would be, obviously it wouldn't be, I mean, if you wanted to like have the same note 4 times, you could do this, but really they would probably be different, 2 different chords, maybe they're going back and forth, or just be all 4 different notes for the chord progression. Now, from a UX perspective, like, should I put labels that says like chord 1, chord 2, chord 3, chord 4? Or is it just kind of evident? See, like they say, you always need to assume your users are idiots, you know. I think on like a real large desktop version, we could probably, yeah, we'd have enough space to put these like here. And yeah, put the label. This would be chord 1. Make that white. Scale that down. Chord 2. Ah. Take these, duplicate them. Chord 3. And chord 4. All right, there we go. Although it might make more sense to do it like I did before, just because it's easier to see 1, 2, 3, 4. But whatever, we'll see. Yeah, tooltips could work. Show us what it looks like. Is it live yet? Somebody whose name I can't pronounce, Matthias or something, said me and my friends just made a similar app with a tuner. Yeah, I'm gonna have a tuner option obviously here as well. Yeah, we're at 499,943. Unfortunately, we're just not gonna get there. That sucks. Oh well. We're gonna get there today though. Something like that possibly could work. Let's see here. Now the question is, like, how should that look on mobile? I mean, it's going to have to consume most of the screen, and it probably is going to need to switch to select our menus, actual menus. So let me think here. See, I was experimenting earlier, like a week ago, with like listing out on mobile the note selection like this, but I decided against that. Decided against that. So I think I'll take this one and just delete everything and try to figure out how this is going to look for. Yeah, well, actually I shouldn't have done that. 1 second. There we go. So we could probably just have our blue container here again. Oh, let me see here. We'll just drag that container in here. Oh, by the way, I just finished a free UI design course that's going to be available on both my YouTube channel and Scrimba.com. And it's kind of like a taste of the full UI design bootcamp at Scrimba that I'm going to be releasing here soon. So probably as early as next week, that UI design course using Scrimba.com will be uploaded on my channel, and you'll be able to also go to Scrimba.com to watch it as well. And the added benefit to watching at Scrimba is it will be interactive. bring to front. Let's fix that ugly issue there. Chord 1. It's probably going to take at least like freaking half the screen, I would imagine. Let's see here. And this is just going to say like A. And then I'll have like a close button or something, or a minimize button. So I can just take this, put it over here, increase that size, make this sucker obvious. I could probably put like an icon there too. I'm not going to do that now. All right. I'm going to duplicate this again. It's up. And we're going to take this, copy it, delete that, paste it. Because on mobile, this little bar just kind of is at the bottom, 100% width. That doesn't look good right there. It looks good on my phone, but we're gonna have to adjust some things here. Probably collapse this into an icon or something. So take this, and then we're gonna take ungroup that. There we go. And I'll have to come up with an icon for representing that we can change. You know what? I don't even think we're going to be able to allow people to change the BPM because I'm using actual audio. I think there's a way to do it with Tone.js, but you have to change the whole structure of what I did. So instead of making it stick at the bottom of the page for mobile, why not make it appear from the right-hand side and just displaying slides of each chord users could choose from? Well, first, I am going to allow them a way to toggle this on and off with maybe a button that's kind of like raised up here, so they can minimize it, and especially because I'm probably not going to have BPM, at least when I launch initially for a beta. I could remove this whole thing, and then that way I could probably have like some type of button they can clearly minimize. That way it's not stuck there the whole time. Second, a slider for the menu selections instead of a select menu. I'm just wondering how difficult that would be in terms of the user to like use a slider to, I mean, I thought about a carousel, but yeah, I mean, a carousel might be better. Do you think there's a point in the dev cycle where going back to the UI tools is unnecessary? It just depends on if you need to refactor the design or whatever, or come up with new designs based on new needs, I would say. Let's see here. This is going to need a way to like close out. So like, oh, there it is. This isn't so obvious though. Trying to think about where it would make sense to put this. because there's a lot happening here. Well, I'll leave it there for now. Probably encase it in like a darker blue button container. Check out the Discord. Damn it, nobody messaged me. Nobody wants to work with me on this project. Damn it, damn it, damn it. That's okay. Yeah, the BPM, initially, you know, here's the backing track thing again. Where's it at? This is a million times better than the synth options that I was using. And those you could speed up to any tempo you wanted to. In Tone.js, there's something called a grain player, which I guess does allow you to increase the BPM of MP3 files. Tone.js is fully featured, but man, there's a lot. I hate reading their documentation. I wish they had more examples available on the internet too, just for coding examples. But one thing that's good about it, you open up an issue and the author of this responds within hours. So that's ideal. We have 52 more subscribers until we get to 500,000 subscribers. So I don't think that's going to happen. For now, I think I'm done screwing around with this. I don't want to get too much into the UI stuff just because I may end up changing all of this anyhow. So if somebody wants to do, well, let me check this here. Somebody messaged me. I don't want to reveal names or anything. I'm going to move it off screen. Well, no, they didn't message me. I think I'll do a couple reviews. You're welcome, Eddie. What do you think about this layout for a blog? I'll do a couple reviews just for the fun of it. Well, I'm not sure why you cut off the side of it. But this is very simple. I'd say it works. You're listing these out with music lists. I'm not sure if that's two separate things. If those are two different links, I would separate those out a little bit more. But other than that, this is, you know, I probably increased the line height of this paragraph pretty close together. Other than that, it's pretty solid. Can I share a Figma file from a review? You go submit it in there in the feedback channel of the Discord server. How long did it take to design Adobe? Which technology will you use? Well, I'm using Vue.js with it, and it's already, a lot of it's already coded, so this is it in the browser. At the beginning of this video, yeah, I demonstrated kind of everything it does. Awesome. 48. We got 48 to go. Uh-oh, I just revealed my salary there. Oops. That's okay. I don't care. Yeah, this is the last 28 days or so. Yeah, I think that is last 28 days. Screw it. I'll just show some of my stats. Yeah, so like this is back in December. And these are subscribers. These are the views. So the views got crappy like December 21st. And then they've peaked back up, fortunately, in the new year. So almost 14,000 subscribers last 28 days. 80,000 hours watch time in the last 28 days. That's the money. From ads. Those annoying ads. But they help support creators, so that's cool. Let me get that back in here. There we are. So 953. Okay. Anyhow, HTML and CSS got coded through Adobe XD. Hell no. No. Adobe XD can't even export HTML and CSS. And even if it did, I probably wouldn't trust it. I do that all just by hand. The prototyping tool and UI design tool when you're UX designer is there so that you have an exact idea of what it's going to look like, as opposed to some people who will just go straight into HTML and CSS without having a mock-up first. That is much more difficult to make things look good. Plus, it's much faster to work and iterate on a design in a design app as opposed to code. What are you looking at? My daughter's in here. My daughter's looking at me. There's a hole through. I punched a hole through my door. Actually, I didn't punch it. I used like a hammer because I got locked in here 10 minutes before one of my live streams. And I told everybody I was live streaming in 10 minutes, and like, yeah, so I had to knock a hole through my door to unlock the door and get back in. Why don't you come out here? You get on the live stream. They're homeschooled kids. They're very shy. They're like little feral children. All right, anyhow. We'll check out this Figma design here. Where can I get XD for free? XD is free. It has some limitations. I don't think in terms of features, but I believe it's free for a while or something. So we got a light and dark mode here. Can I hit play on one of these? All right, I like the logo. Simple menu. We have a watermark sort of logo happening here. One thing I don't like is how it's like the line here is right touching this. Like if you would have put it behind it a little bit, I think it would be a little bit better. Yeah, pretty good here. I would probably separate these lines of text out a little bit more. At least this one, push that one down a little bit more. Checking this out here. Not too bad. I'd say these buttons are too small though. Although those tabs are buttons. See, I'm not really sure. They look like buttons, but I think they're supposed to be tags. Yep, pretty solid here. Good stuff. Is that true that from April onwards XD will be paid? I have no clue. What do you think about the no-code era and tools like Webflow? Yeah, I think I did a Webflow tutorial, but I don't have enough experience with it specifically. So we'll see. I think eventually we'll probably get there, and then front-end developers are going to get very scared. That's for sure. Let me unclutter everything here. All right, well, we've been streaming for about 50 minutes. Unfortunately, I don't have enough time to sit here until we get to 500,000. So that sucks. Oh, well. Will there be API involved with the guitar app? That's a good question. I haven't really think about that. Probably not to launch at least. I mean, that's just more considerations, a lot more work probably. But yeah. All right, guys. I hate to end it soon, but nonetheless, you know what? I'm gonna make a community post about this once we hit 500K on YouTube. So a YouTube community post is not the same thing as a YouTube video. It's like I'm not sure how many people actually see those. Hey, stop that! Stop screwing around with the door. I hear that. That's my kids. So if I go to community, I'll probably make a post here. Yeah. Oh, that video was fun. All right. Yeah, so I'm going to get out of here, and I will see you guys real soon. Oh, one last plug. I'm telling you, if there's somebody who's good with Vue and is interested in working on this sort of project, hit me up. Because I realized, you know, I started building this just out of personal necessity. Like, I wanted to use it because nothing like there existed. But then a lot of people, when I showed it to them, had a lot of ideas, and I was like, okay, this is quickly spiraling out of control and almost out of my abilities in terms of coding. So if somebody wants to join me on this, yeah, hit me up on Discord. We'll see what we can make work. All right, guys, I'm gonna get going, and I'll see you guys next week with another video. I'm probably not gonna go live tomorrow. All right, goodbye.